Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with DougRuckerStore.com and PressureWashingSchool.com. By the way, we are located right here in the Houston, Texas area, right near Humble, Kingwood. We're actually in Porter, right off of Loop 494 and 59 area. So if you're ever in the area, please stop in, say hello. Love to help you on any of your equipment needs, chemical needs, fittings, hose, whatever you need. We're right here in Porter, Texas, again, right in the Houston, Texas area. So, yeah, come see us. By the way, I said last week when I did Ever's video that I put together a commercial trailer for me, and we'll do a video on that this week. So I'm going to do a little walkthrough on that and show you what it's all about coming up next. All right, so on this rig, I have a 5 gallon per minute. It's almost 6 gallons per minute, but it's right between 5 and 6 gallon per minute hot water. This is a Karcher machine. We've been selling a few of these, quite a bit of these over the last year or so. Great price on these. They are a very nice small footprint, and really like them. We have these in both hot water as well as cold water. I've got the 10 gallon per minute over there for the cold water machine. And yeah, so these are really nice. I went with a 5 gallon per minute due to the fact of we just have quite a few maintenance type cleanings that we do, whether it be shopping center sidewalks, banks. We have a few fast food restaurants that we do on maintenance once a month. Fast food, as a matter of fact, I won't do unless they go on maintenance. I'm just not going to do one-time cleanings just for reasons that I do. They normally want things really cheap, but there's some that will do maintenance cleanings, and so that's what I do only in fast food. Don't really like doing a whole lot of fast food, but we do some. And then, so yeah, it's a Karcher 5 gallon per minute machine. You got your gas tank and your diesel for the burner, and 2 good sized tanks. A lot of times machines come with like a small gas tank and a big diesel, or vice versa, or whatever. Got your battery compartment right there. Everything is easily accessible, so I can walk up to this side of the trailer, which would be the passenger side, and easily reach the key switch for that one, as well as for the 10 gallon per minute cold water machine. We've got it plumbed here. This is the pump, and this is it's an Italian-made pump that Karcher uses. It's got, I think, a 7-year warranty on it, if I'm not mistaken. And so you can see it says 5.8 gallon per minute. And so we have coming off of the pump, and this is how you would plumb yours if you wanted to. 3/4 to 1 inch fitting, and then we've got actually a 3/4 Weiss drainer filter, and we're actually going to make this a 1 inch. I was out of the 1 inch, but the 3/4 is fine for now. And then we've got our crush proof hose going all the way back to the water tank. And then we actually have a banjo set up where we can disconnect it, and I can drain the tank right there or use it to fill a pump up sprayer, 5 gallon bucket, wash my hands, wash my face, whatever I need to do. Can do that. And then that's the burner part with a bucket burner, and got a 13 gallon fuel tank to supply fuel over to the 10 gallon per minute machine. And then we also, if I can show you, we always put a check valve coming right off of the tank fuel line. That way the fuel stays right there at the carburetor or the fuel inline where it comes into the machine, and won't flow back down and take a while to get it started or whatever. 200 gallon slimline tank. Just water only, don't have a bleach tank. What I do, we don't have any type of soft wash system on this because we generally don't need it for our maintenance cleanings. I have a downstream injector set up here, so I can downstream out of a bucket that I would place right here and just drop my dip tube down into it. Gonna put a Flow Pro on it eventually, but haven't done that yet. We've been selling quite a few of them, and so I didn't want to take one off the shelf until I know we have a good stock in them. A lot of people are stocking up before Christmas and adding things and buying equipment to get tax write-offs and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's where we install the downstream injector. And one thing I'll show you that Raimundo did, and we're just kind of trying this out, but these two are Siamese together, the 10 gallon per minute as well as the 5 gallon per minute. So I can do 15, 16 gallons a minute. We came off with a T here off the unloader of the 10. This is the whip hose going to the out on the 5 gallon per minute hot water machine. So I can run, one of these machines at a time, or I can turn them both on and get this full flow of 15 to 16 gallons per minute, or just run the 10 gallon per minute by itself, or just run the 5 gallon per minute by itself. Normally we come off of here with a whip hose and then we'll have a T, but Raimundo came up with this idea of having just a T right off the unloader and then connect the whip hose. So far it's working out great. And so then we have the outlet right there, and that's where I hook my hoses up to, because I don't have any hose reels on this machine yet. We'll probably add that later. But right now I'm just using 50-foot hoses. These are all Fierce Jet 50-foot hoses. The reason I'm using 50-footers is because sometimes I only need 50-foot hoses, like if I'm doing a dumpster area, or only need 100 feet. If I need 150, I can. So I have 150 of Fierce Jet hoses, and then that black hose came with the Karcher unit, along with a gun and wand and downstream injector and stuff like that. Then 100 feet of garden hose. As you can see, I always wrap my hoses so that they don't get all tangled up inside the trailer. And these all just stick in a stack right there. I only deal with the 50-foot hoses when I don't have reels, because they're so much easier to coil up manually by hand versus a 100-foot hose. And then I have the flexibility to add hoses easily as I need to. I don't have to stretch out a 100-foot hose. I don't have to roll it up by hand, all that kind of stuff. One tip I will give you, this hose up here on top is a little bit older than the other two. As a matter of fact, the other two are brand new. And so whenever I have an older hose, whatever my oldest hose is, will always be the hose that's closest to the gun, or actually that connects to the gun. That way, if that hose ever busts or have a problem with it, it's very easy just to grab another hose and connect on at the gun versus trying to do it down the line somewhere, is what I have found. So that's why I do that. Got a couple of ball valves here. That way we can run two machines at one time. The two pressure washers are plumbed independently. You don't ever want to plumb two machines and run a two-way valve off of it or whatever, trying to feed off of one bulkhead. I always use two bulkheads, separate bulkheads, and separate hose to feed water to the machines. So two ball valves, and I've got a couple of pouches here. I've got a lot of nozzles and things in that. That's for the 8 gallon per minute and the 10 gallon per minute machine, because I still have the 8 over here on the truck skid. And then I've got another pouch for 5 gallon per minute nozzles. And I'll do a separate video with what I keep in these and also my toolboxes and all that for next week. But I don't want to make this one so long that I lose everybody's interest. So, yep, that's that part. And then over here we have 2 5-gallon buckets. One I can fill up with water to rinse my downstream injector out for the manual bypass system. By the way, my hose that I spray with would just connect to here. And so it's kind of in the middle of the trailer. I really love how Raimondo did this. I can go that way with my hose if I need to. I can go that way with my hose if I need to, whichever I want to do. It's not like it's coming off of the side and I have to go this direction only. With commercial, you just never know how you're going to set up, where you're going to set up, or whatever. If I do hose reels on this, they will most likely come off the back end because that's what I prefer for commercial versus the side like you do for residential. But anyway, 2 5-gallon buckets. One's empty. That's to put water in to rinse the injector out. Have another one with a 12-volt sprayer. This is the Zero pump. We got 2 or 3 of these that we use, but this one has wrap in it. Already mixed at like 15-to-1, and then I've got another gallon jug here that it's mixed, ready to pour into there. And then of course we have our Dougie Fresh surfactant for when we're downstreaming with bleach if we need to. And then my guns and wands, I have the blue, I believe it's called a Weep gun. So it has no handle on it. We just turn it on and off at the ball valve, so I don't have to keep a trigger pulled. We only use that one if we're using the soft wash low pressure nozzles. High pressure nozzles, we use this one with the trigger gun. And then we also have our adjustable wand for removing gum, trimming around doorways, columns, mulch areas, rock or whatever, so that you can control the pressure when you're cleaning right from the gun. Then back here I have 2 24-inch Whisper Wash surface cleaners that we have kind of fitted to make 48 inches. And so we just used a couple of, they're like tie rod end things for connecting those two together. And so we can clean 48 inches at a time. This would actually do like that, so that we don't leave a stripe in the middle. And then I can easily separate these just by taking these 2 parts off and putting the wheel back on, which we do not frequently, but a lot. We just had a few jobs where we had some big parking lots and big concrete areas that we had to clean. So I use this with 48 inches, and I also take along my Steel Eagle 24-inch surface cleaner. So if I ever have some smaller areas and I want to do a quick job, I can do that. But we also have this set up. Hope I'm not going too fast for you guys, but with a ball valve down there, so I can turn one of these off if I'm doing a kind of a trim area along a sidewalk and I don't need 48 inches. I don't want to waste water. We had a job last week that we had to haul water up to a storage area that didn't have water anywhere near it. So I really had to try to conserve my water. It took 30 minutes to fill this tank up, and then got about 30 minutes of cleaning because I was running both the 5-gallon and the 10-gallon per minute unit and using these 2 surface cleaners. Okay. Hey guys, don't forget our upcoming training offerings are January 11th, I believe it is. My brother Dean will correct it if I'm wrong, with a little text box. But January 11th is our next hands-on training, starting off our 14th year doing that right here in Houston, Texas. And then we have coming up February 6th and 7th is the Difference Makers Business Conference. And I'll have Pat Clark here with me, Ray Burke. Of course, Jeffrey Blackman will be here. Kelsey, our CPA, still trying to confirm with Nick Terry, one of the property managers I do work with, to make sure he's going to be able to make it. But he's trying to fine-tune his schedule to try to be here. But regardless, we're going to be talking about property management work, high-end residential sales, all kinds of marketing things that you can be doing. Ray Burke, of course, will be here. He's going to talk about government contracts, things of that nature, and a lot about commercial cleaning. Jeffrey Blackman, how to cast a vision for your company. He does a great thing on different streams of revenue, why you should never give up. And then, of course, Kelsey does Money Matters, about P&L statements, balance sheets, all kinds of things that you need to know from the financial end of your business. In fact, we're going to go through a little worksheet with y'all so we can teach you how to price your jobs and quote them accurately as it pertains to your business and not somebody else's business. That way you never have to ask somebody else, what should I price this at, or what should I charge, or whatever. So this is 2 days of business, not cleaning, okay? So make sure you get signed up for that. Also, the online video school, we still have that as well, with over 250 videos to help teach you how to clean if you can't make it to the hands-on training. But for all of those events, you can go to pressurewashingschool.com/events, and you can get registered for those. The Difference Makers has an early bird special sign up that expires at the beginning of January sometime, I think around January 5th or 6th. So make sure you get signed up for that early, or the price goes up a little bit, okay? It's an excellent price for the 2-day, and the amount of information that you're going to get, you'll make that up probably in the first 2 hours that you leave here, just from ideas and things that you can do. Okay, so pressurewashingschool.com/events. Any questions about any of those, feel free to email me at pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com, or you can also text me 281-883-3630 about questions for anything about school-related stuff. All right, thanks. And then over here is my 2 buckets that I downstream out of. One's an X-Jet bucket that I have retrofitted with a 1/4-inch hose barb, so I could screw my, not screw, but just slide my 1/4-inch downstream hose over this and downstream that way. Or I can just take the lid off and stick the siphon tube down in there if I wanted to do that. Anytime you're using these X-Jet buckets, by the way, always make sure you take the little breather cap off. But these are real handy. I like these because if they tip over and you're not, and you have the lid sealed, the chances of you losing a lot of bleach is very slim. This is a 5-gallon bucket, and I put a bulkhead in it. I don't know, that was a couple years ago that I did this, but I use it now. And it's got a 1/4-inch hose barb as well, and a street elbow, so that, and a little drop tube goes down to the bottom, so I could use it for downstreaming if I wanted to, too. And then I could also just take the cap off and drop the drop tube in there if I wanted to do that. So. But that's basically it. This is basically my commercial trailer. I didn't really think I'd like working out of a trailer after so many years of using truck skids, but I really love this setup. It's easy to trailer around. It's a tandem axle, 14-foot long, and can't remember how wide it is, 6 feet, 5 feet something. But I really like it. I love the fact that the tailgate has springs on it, so it just kind of glides down versus it, like some of my older trailers used to do. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions on it, on plumbing or whatever, then just let me know. But it's pretty basic and simple. Again, you're just coming off the unloader and you're going to your tank, and you've got a bulkhead fitting. You got your hose, depending on what size machine you're using. to feed the water. And then off the unloader, or on this case back here underneath the heater, is the outlet for the water. So we have a whip hose going from there to the machine, but sometimes your whip hose would go to the hose reel, depending on how you have your machines and stuff set up. So yeah, any questions, just let me know, and be glad to answer them. Leave me a comment below or a question below, and be able to answer those questions for you. Okay, guys, hope this has been helpful for you. Great rig, I love it. Again, if you have any questions about it, you can leave them down below, or if you have any questions about any of our store products, feel free to email me, info@DougRuckerStore.com, or you can text or call 281-612-1223. And then if you have any questions about our school trainings or opportunities, Difference Makers Conference, anything like that, you can email me at pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com or text 281-883-3630. Hey, hope y'all have enjoyed it. Again, next week I'll have another video, and I'll just go through my toolboxes, those canvas bags I showed you, nozzles I use, all that kind of stuff that could probably help make things a little bit easier for you. So y'all have a very, very blessed week, and stop in and see us at the store right here in Houston, Texas, Porter, Texas, 25432 Loop 494, Porter, Texas. All right. Y'all have a very, very blessed day.